They are manufacturing. Because whatever we ask, it is referred. Whatever we ask, phones run around. They didn't sit as one unit. They didn't prepare. Now everything is scattered. Honorable Chair, maybe in order for us to proceed, kindly I would request now. Oh, this one, it is with so and so. The HR doesn't know even the people which they train. They need, what caused the training? Should have been the needs. Training is driven by needs, by gaps, as the Honorable has clearly put. But our people are very disorganized. Within that week, Honorable Chair, let them come back, whatever they can't answer now. Let them come with concrete answers. Otherwise, you'll allow me to act on police, on behalf of police, as we wait for the police.
Assistant Institution, Chair.
Like to proceed. Honorable
Chair. Information.
Honorable is not. Okay. Thank you, Chair. I want to add my voice to the rest of the speakers on our side. Honorable Minister and Accounting Officer, you realize that Section 343 of the Public Finance Management Act charges you to be responsible for accounting for any monies to the Parliament. Unfortunately, you seem not to be having all the information on your fingertips. What has amazed us more, since we are concentrating on one point, then we go to another, I want to concentrate on this capacity building area. Nobody the world over can do training without the training needs assessment. It is only becoming explicit in Uganda that you can train anyhow. I want to know whether the accounting officer is in charge or the managing director. But there is no donor, looking at the laws of government of Uganda now, that is allowed to give a grant without doing an appraisal by the relevant ministries and departments to know the gaps therein. And therefore, all these must be explicitly stated in the project operational documents made between the bank and yourselves. Accounting officer, was there any appraisals made to get this money from the bank, or it was just dropped from the air and they say Uganda Rail? So you need to give us a clear direction. Two, if at all you did it, it means that the project operational document has the gaps of URC now. And that those should be the gaps that you negotiate to fund. To me, I become a little confused when I'm looking at somebody training at customer care. Where are we going? Okay. A railway from, is it Nalukolongo to Kampala has never been established. For how many years now? It has not been rehabilitated, and you are saying they went for training customer care. I think the taxpayer is looking at us. I believe we are on the media now. But if they are seeing you, you will fear to move on the street, colleagues. Accounting officer, kindly respond and help us to know, was there needs assessment done? Put the operational document. Honorable Pio.
Thank you, Chair. It is clear that the presenter who said he's not the executive director but the managing director is not managing the affairs of his people and is not in charge. We thought that actually the technical people will respond, but finance has failed to respond. Legal counsel has come, has failed to respond. Actually, the person who wanted to respond to this issue was human resource, but it is now finance trying to explain. But then finance is saying they were trained on costing of rolling stock, but they have failed to tell us how many wagons they have. They have failed to account even for the ones that have disappeared. To me, I see this 25 billion was more as a vehicle to siphon the funds out. And this was just as a cover-up. So, Chair, we need a comprehensive document. There must have been a needs assessment report, there must have been a training report, and then there must have been a project report clearly showing what were the targets, what were the results, what were the deliverables. Short of that, even if you give these people 1 week, I do not see what they are going to bring here after a week. Human resource will clearly tell us and come out very openly, because this is under their docket. It's not under anyone else's docket. Short of that, I think the interpretation of this was just a vehicle to get the funds out of the project. Thank you.
So do you think, because we are going to dwell on it, you want us to give them also time?
You see, Chair, as I've already said, the managing director is not managing. The issue of time, we may have to give time for everything. Because you see, I looked at even the inventory. The even doesn't know how many acres of land we have. The report says 20,734. The inventory says 20,848. Difference of 114 acres. So we do not know whose information do we believe. The report is saying something different. Two reports from one organization, but they are conflicting each other. We don't even know how many acres of land we have. We don't know how many wagons we have. So when we don't know, have the information, then it's really becomes very challenging whether time will address this. I'm really concerned about that. Thank you.
Honorable Waluswaka, then Honorable Fred, Honorable Zadok, Honorable Emma, and lastly Honorable Sebaman.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, through our colleague, Honorable Minister, and technical staff, when you saw our senior member, General Kiding, is the deputy CDF. Sometimes people think members of Parliament are just senior citizens. Don't take his statements very lightly. And he said, if police can bring his voters, don't take that statement very lightly. You're lucky. He said they give you time. And I think he has seen our able chair and the members, and of course the minister. So, Honorable Chair, what I want to request is that we had so many issues to raise, we just raised, but as of now, it is evident that these people cannot answer. Instead of answering, they are again angering the members. So, Honorable Chair, there are critical issues through our Honorable Chair, as we request Honorable Minister, since the members and Honorable Chair is giving you some ample time you requested, we have agreed 1 week. There are cases, Honorable Minister, I want you to interest yourself, and statements from your people. You know, we have a bilateral agreement and engagement with other countries. There was a very strong statement that Kenya stole our wagons. Those are heavy statements. So we shouldn't, I think, Honorable Minister, through the chair, we engage at higher level, because when these third parties, when they come, that's what they will put, and it can bring issues. So, Honorable Chair, I want to request that there are those high policy, you take it over with the minister, and we find a way of solving things. Otherwise, my brother here, through you, he wanted information, and you know, being a neighbor and his UPC, we just brother.
Kindly be brief.
Elder, so can you say something? Chair has given you permission.
Thank you, Chair. Just to supplement what he said, I'm of the view that as they come back after a week, they should give us a training, an assessment, training needs assessment that was conducted before acquisition of the loan, and the training gaps identified that called for some component of the loan acquired to be specifically for training. And then, if it is possible, a minute of the top management meeting that decided that those training needs identified are the ones the organization, the URSC, should take on. And then lastly, Honorable Chair, URSC made losses of over 30 billion for the last 3 consecutive years. Could it be possible that as they come back after a week, they come with a report clearly indicating how they arrive at those losses for the last 3 consecutive years? Thank you.
Okay, be brief, members. It's just about the issue of the time, because everything they want time, and it is already past 11:30. So after Honorable Sevamala, I'm sure you'll be ready. Failure to do so, I guided already. Failure to account for the wagons, you go and start recording statements.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would like to ask, this loan of 19.8, if I'm right, million euro.
We are not asking more questions. They still have a lot to respond, and just finalize.
Okay, on the training, was this money tied by source, tied by project? I heard someone say this, an economist of the corporation. Was this a double tied aid that required Spain to conduct the training by themselves? Then lastly, Honorable Minister, since we started interfacing with Ministry of Works, actually Ministry of Works has been bringing the largest delegation here, but has not been helpful to the ministry, but to the committee, very helpful. This is a piece of advice. As you go back, because you are still coming back here, and many times, please put our people together. Whatever documents you have sent to us, first brainstorm. But coming here and behaving the way we are behaving before camera, it is not the best. It's not the best, and it's not reflecting value for money to the country.
Okay.
I beg to submit.
Honorable Latrin, Honorable Zadok, and Honorable Sevamala.
Yeah, thank you, Bwana Chair, for giving me this chance. By the name, I'm called Metrin Nansala, MP Namsindwa County. Sir, by profession, I'm an accountant, but I'm getting discouraged, really, that they can't even account. They don't know even the money they received, and they don't know the money they spend. For us, we need only the income you got and the expenditure. You could explain for us. We use this and this on this, you see, very quickly and very simple like that. But now we are getting discouraged. I've sat here, but I'm doing nothing almost, because I was eager to hear. We did this and such amount. This and this and such. At least for me, they always sign forgers, then receipts. Forgers, receipts, expenditure, income. So we are failing to do that. I'm sorry for that. Just accept maybe the money got lost. You said this one, it's not there. This is not there. Like that, we'll be free. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Once again, Mteka Ngazadok is my name, MP Uweju County. My inquiry is one, and I wanted to know from the managing director, who procured that consultancy? And were there other options of other consultants? How did you zero to that one of Spain, which seems to be a bit expensive, because that consultancy which took all that much, were there other options from different other areas where you benchmarked and you zeroed on that one of Spain?
Thank you, Chair. I want to say that a bad boss sometimes is like a toothache. Hard to bear, but sometimes we can manage to bear. If ethics are poor at the top, it goes down the drain, and that is evident in all departments with Uganda Railway right now, because none or no department knows what is happening in their own departments. Councillor Polot was trying to explain about the funding on capacity building. I want you, when you come with the report, to differentiate between the 4 billion and the 19 billion, the Spanish funding. Before I conclude, as Chair has directed, the issues of land should be resolved as you come. And then Uganda Railway should come up with a report to justify the capital investment, because there is no commercial return. We need to have that so that we can be answerable to the taxpayers. We must not be investing every time and not know what is happening with our money. And then the other thing is that since we have discovered most of you seem not to account for your jobs, maybe through Chair, we want to request that when they're coming back next week, they come also with a report and a list of all the employees of Uganda Railways with their qualifications. Maybe some of these qualifications are placed, so that we can find a way. There are other Ugandans outside there that are employed, but with proper qualifications. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Sebamala, lastly.
Yeah, mine was to the Chief Finance Officer. You did a degree in finance? Financial controller, the one that trained.
The one that trained?
Yes. What degree did you do?
Thank you, Honorable. I have a second class upper degree in business administration.
Business administration.
I'm a member of ACCA.
Stop
I'm
there.
a CPA.
And in all those trainings, you did have customer care?
I did, but we needed a refresher.
After doing in a degree in ACCA,
yes,
you also have a master's.
Exactly.
You also did entrepreneurship during your study.
Very true.
During ACCA, you did marketing and sales as a...
I didn't do that.
Or during your degree, did you come up with anything to do with marketing and sales?
I did, sir.
And then you needed a training in customer care.
Yes.
I think they did not do a needs assessment. Now that is where we have a problem. Uganda's money is being misplaced. And we are giving money, we are putting money on things that do not, people do not have boreholes. You're here training at millions of dollars. So I think let's get a needs assessment, Honorable Chair.
Okay.
And then we see, you could also give us the gaps you have now, currently, the ones that you have now, such that we can see which trainings you really need now.
Okay. Sir, just as we conclude this matter, how much were you receiving daily for the training? Allowances?
Yeah, actually.
There were no training allowances.
So you just went for customer care, there were no benefits?
There are many trainings, just that was one of it, but there are no trainings.
So you prepare a full report on this, because the leakage normally comes from the procurement of this consultant whatsoever. We want to understand. So the members have requested we give you a week. We'll give you the week. It will still come to pass. So you, before we go to the other, where's the accountability for our wagons?
Mr. Chairman, we had sent Engineer Busurga to pick the report.
Will he come back really? You are going to be taken as wait for... Let me give you maybe, because we have other business to do, I add you 10 minutes. If not, you go as he comes.
Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
This is very critical. Through our ever chair, is Engineer Busura back?
He can't come back.
Now, Chair, now that he can't come and MD...
I am assuming, I'm not sure.
so, Chair, and it's very unfortunate is a colleague in engineering. I'm ashamed. So, Chair, I think I want to request the indulgence of this committee that the first person to make a statement is Engineer Busurwa. Yeah, because they have sent him 30 minutes. Here, even if you are walking as I said, you are reached. So we wait and this committee can summon him.
No, but the accounting officer is here. There's a head of security something somewhere.
Yeah, Chair.
I don't know what he's protecting.
Because since the other one is the one, by the time they send you to bring a report, it means you are so much connected. He would have said, I don't know where it is. So my humble request through you, Honourable Chair, is that you give them time as the other gentleman comes. If he doesn't come, he first makes a statement first. No, because some people will mess up and they think the accounting officer will do or the minister will do. Thank you.
Normally the accounting officer is charged. He should be the one to go, start the statement. If he implicates other people, who are there maybe before him, then they also go. But you finish the questions, and if he is not here by then, we have no choice but to escort you. And the General has offered, in case police delays, General Kidding is ready to take you.
Mr. Chairman, through my minister is 5 minutes away here.
Okay. You continue responding.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, honorable members. We take your comments so serious. And this was a loan, Mr. Chairman, as I said, which was got from Spain, and it was for URC capacity building in 3 areas. And the appraisal was done, and one of the components was capacity building. There was appraisal in 2019, and also the training and needs assessment was also conducted in 2019. But as you have guided honorable members, Mr. Chairman, we shall be able to cover the report next week, which will be a comprehensive report, which shows the appraisal which was done, the training and assessment that was conducted, and also the final project closure report, which was prepared, and we shall be able to table it here, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, having said that, there were issues to... Thank you.
But these people create more trouble. They are buying time as the other one comes back, or what? They may create more harm to yourselves.
Mr. Chair, these are questions that came from the committee. And I think there wouldn't be an element of buying time. We are supposed to answer. Probably out of our clarification, if there's other things that you would seek to get from us, it will also build on what we need to prepare and report back to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Through MD, I am Engineer Prosper Msime, and I'm the Chief Mechanical Engineer of Uganda Railways Corporation. A question was raised that we don't have a maintenance culture and there's no workshop in place. We have workshops. We have a main workshop in Korongo, that is the central workshop for Uganda Railways. We also have other workshops and depots across the network. We have Kampala depot, where we have a mechanical workshop that works on locomotives. We also have another workshop near the locomotive workshop called CXR workshop, that is carriage and wagon examination workshop, that is in Kampala. We also have a workshop in Jinja, 2 workshops, one for locomotives, another one for CXR. Then also have another workshop in Tororo. Much as the in Tororo for CXR is not working because this is we share the one with locomotives. We always do maintenance. We have maintenance schedules which are in place for all the equipment that we have. As the MD has said, the schedule is in place, the work plan is there, but we're lacking money to buy some of the spare parts to carry out the maintenance. That's why you heard that there is deferred maintenance from the time of RVR. I've also had challenges of staffing in these workshops, but utilize the option of interns. Whenever time for internship comes, we always bring in many interns to support us, but also to train them and prepare them for future recruitment in URC. Then also, I think those are the questions that we asked about the workshop. I thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The Chief Civil Engineer has a question on the first sections between Kampala and Mukono. The washaway due to drainage. Possibly we could talk about that and also talk about the maintenance plan for the permanent way.
Honorable Chair and the members, yes, there was a question on embankment failure, that some embankments have failed between Kampala and Mukono. One of the things is that, yes, there was some embankment failure some time back, which we corrected. We should take note that this is an embankment that was made maybe more than 50 years ago, and hydrology has changed since that time. So the possibility of failing is statistically possible, and it happened. As a solution, we corrected that, but we are undertaking a drainage exercise. So from Kampala to Mukono, we are having a project for improving the drainage of the rail line so that such incidents do not take place again. There was also another question that I want to pay attention to, and this was on barriers, whether on safety. We ordinarily have level crossings, and yet level crossings are not the best
are not the safest means of trains and vehicles crossing each other. The best way would be to have the goods separated. But as for now, we have them. We employ level crossing guards at those places to make sure that people are warned in time. We have railway crossing signages. There is that standard one which we always use, and everybody who sees that should be able to know we have reached a level crossing, we are crossing a railway. But despite that, we have put some level crossing barriers in a number of places. And that's where how we are now moving, because we now need to make it safer, because the vehicles are becoming many. If one was observant, we have one in Nyenga, which we have finished recently. We have at Wankoko, we have some level crossings. The booms, the barrier booms. At Mukwano, that Mukwano road, we have booms on the main line, that's on access road. We have booms there. We have also those on the line to Port Bay. So we have been trying to do this, except that I must say that we have very many level crossings, and having all of them with barriers is a big budget that we currently don't have. However, going forward,
Engineer, how much does a manual barrier cost?
It costs around 3 million.
3 million. So people have been dying on these crossings, children, for so many years. You people have money you spend at source. You have not taken it upon yourselves to prioritize these barriers as you wait for your electronic barriers, automated barriers. Instead, you are blaming the Ugandans for having headphones while driving, for speeding, estimating the train. So my question was simple. Who should this committee hold accountable for those lives? For failure to have even the simplest barrier. Section 41(2), I read it to you loudly, states, the minister may, which means it's not a must, but the minister may require the corporation to erect such gates. So I wanted to know, is it the minister who is not, because the law gives him leeway, is it the minister who is not bothered, or the minister has actually told you people and you are the ones who are not bothered? So we wanted to establish who is responsible. The issue of the amount, 3 million is little money for the people's lives.
Honorable Chairman, I think we have started working on them, and as I was moving forward.
The question is not starting now. People have been dying for several years. The question is not about now. I've seen your procurement is in December. Is meant to be completed in December. The question is, who is going to account for those lives we have lost in the past?
Chair, supplementary. We used to see some men holding flags every time the train would be crossing along those railway crossings. What happened to them? No, even recently here from 7th Street, what happened? They would stop vehicles with flags, and the vehicles know that now the train is coming. The other day we only saw the traffic man trying to control. What happened? Can't you improvise in the meantime?
Yes, we have level crossing guards on all the level crossings, and the person that was seen in the video that time was a URC employee supposed to do that. And maybe I should say that we can put barriers, but as long as we don't
people's attitude don't change, the lives cannot be protected by only barriers.
Please, the question is, you have said it costs 3 million. All these years people have been dying. You have money you spend at source, you don't take the consolidated fund. You have not even shown us the authorization for you to spend at source. We want to see it. But you spend at source, you can't even buy a barrier of 3 million, children are dying. We want to know who is going to be held accountable for those lives we have lost in the so many years.
Honour Chair, I don't know whether I want your guidance. Engineer, the chair is very clear. People have died. Eventually, this man has come back. People have died.
You kindly bring the documents.
Yeah. People have died just for 3 million. Engineer, just make how many crossings? The amount of money it is this parliament, this chair, this committee to appropriate to you.
They have it. They have it. They are spending at source.
So don't waste time. Just tell us the number of crossings. If you don't know which one to start, we can prioritize. Don't do it.
Honorable, we are going to make it a priority.
I'm not talking about now. Me, I want to know, and the I want to know. All these years people have died. Who is, instead of you coming to TV and saying people have headphones, people are their windows are up, they are playing music, that's why they are dying. Who is going to be held accountable for those lives?
I guess no one will be accountable. I guess, Chair, should I ask a question from?
Let's finish that.
Okay.
That engineer, you people have used departments. What have you done? Have you initiated these requests for these barriers and you have failed? We want to know someone to be held accountable.
Who's in charge of safety in URC? Please explain.
You tell us, you made the request on this day, they refused, or they tell us, but we want to know.
Yes.
Please, don't
Thank
wait
you,
for me.
Chair, and the honourable members. I'm Kuna Richard, a Principal Safety and Environment Officer, UC. Yes, and I just beg to inform you that we came to this to 6 months ago. I found when there was no safety department in URC, and I picked from scratch, and I'm alone in this department. So what I started from is to assess the situation throughout the entire organization, and in this that is we got on board the LTU team, which is also helping me to make sure that we identify whatever gaps and risks that we have in URC. And arising from that, we developed a risk analysis. And out of that is where we identified one of them is these boom barriers that we have actually started installing in URC. Like from the engineer, they have so far installed on some key level crossings, and we did not only do that, but also we started on sensitizing the community right away from Mono to Kampala. That's what we have been doing and we have done. The local community, market vendors, where these are all passing, plus the parks, to enhance voluntary vacation. That is what we explained about. You know, there is a condition ADB to chase our pubs before we compensate them. But we try to convince them, since we have already registered them, that try to give us that space for safety purposes, to make sure that we can train safely. So, having tried those other interventions, we realize that key is mindset. Because even if we...
Please, the question was, have you initiated money to put these barriers in the for 10, 30 years, and this management has refused to buy them?
The time
you have just come.
Yes, the time we have RC, have heard that by December would be.
So you have come with a plan.
I have actually.
So who is responsible for the other years? Who's accounting officer?
I did not find any on board. I have told you I am starting the department afresh, and right now
people are dying. You are not, even as you wait for the automated, you are not putting the manual ones. Officer, first of all, this report doesn't show that you are located. It shows that you are still looking for these. So it means you also our. So, engineer, do you have something?
Thank you, Honorable Chair and members. Yes, the wagons are still being looked for. I've given you the last minutes, the joint verification minutes. The last ones we had were in Kisumu in 2024. And from then on, when the managing director came, he started vigorously trying to engage his Kenyan counterpart, with various letters I've been showing you, so that we can reconstitute and have a verification committee meeting. So that's the process we are at. Of late, in April 2026, we jointly had a wagon census with Kenya Railways. And we have the results of the wagon census, which we are interpreting together with Kenya Railways, so we can get the actual asset count. But we have the preliminary asset count of the wagons here.
Yes, but I've quickly looked through this very big file you thought I would not read. You have not yet, even Kenya has not yet agreed that they have your wagons.
Yes, Honorable Chairman. Unfortunately, for me, I left out of in 2014. I came back to RC in 2025 to bring institutional knowledge. So between that time,
so you are not there when they were taken.
So I cannot talk authoritatively, but because of institutional knowledge, I can at least have a background of what was happening.
Okay, so how do you want to proceed, members? First of all, there are two issues. There's negligence. These big people are here. There are no barriers on the railway. They are not even requesting for money from us, and we refuse to give them. They have money they are spending at source. That is the first case. People are dying. People have died. This other one, our wagons have been stolen. They are still looking for them. It means we don't have them. A wagon is a very big asset.
Mr. Chair,
Give you a chance to speak lastly, and then we take a decision on your fate.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the verification of the wagons is actually a process, and it's not an event, and that's why we formed those committees to make sure that they meet regularly and they are able to confirm where those wagons actually are. And as Engineer Busugu has actually indicated, I have been pushing, and the documentary evidence is there, meetings with the government of Kenya, and I think there are other minutes which actually could not have been able to trace, which actually show that the two governments are supposed to reconcile and come up with an amicable solution. So it's a legacy issue, Mr. Chairman, which started with RVR, and it's being handled through the partner states, Mr. Chairman.
You see, even the minutes here, the other government doesn't allow to have your wagons. Our wagons, let me use our wagons. Because this is, I have minutes here I've read through very quickly. Members, Honorable Sebamala.
Then have you engaged the ESO department of government? The external intelligence security officers of our government. Have you engaged them for a report? Because you know where they were. He has said some, yes. Is it Akukuru?
Nyahururu.
Nyahururu.
They are actually in Nyahururu.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, even Kenya Railways and the government of Kenya, they have actually accepted that actually they are there. But we are saying, please,
can
we be able to, can you be able to pay us?
Where are the documents to show that Kenya has accepted they have our wagons?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, there are minutes which were between the government of Kenya and the government of Uganda.
I have them here, you show me.
I cross-checked, actually those minutes are not there.
So
we should be able to give those minutes, Mr. Chairman.
Members, take a decision quickly. Honorable Nakatu.
Mr. Chair,
but according to decision on this matter and move.
Chair.
The issue of the barriers, the issue of the wagons missing. Honorable Sebamala, I hope it's not a question, it's a decision.
Yeah, for me, I request the security to take over this issue. I think it is no longer a URC issue. Because we need to know, let ESO, our ESO department, the one that does it, take over and find out who took them, where are they, how can we get them back? Because now it has become, this is theft. You're stealing from a whole sovereign country. A wagon is not like a pen that got lost.
Yes, but we have accounting officers. Maybe when they record statements at police, they will become more serious to look for these wagons.
That is the first step, and then they will take the other.
Honorable Waluswaka, Honorable Pio.
Honorable Chair, a wagon cannot just get lost in thin air. Now that accounting officer, you say there are minutes. Can you produce those minutes through the minister? And if not, Chair, failure to bring those minutes at a time you specify, then the accounting officer, as you have guided, maybe can make a statement. But if you say you have those minutes, they are not there, I don't know what we shall do. Secondly, Chair, you know, spending at source. I'm here with my colleague, is an accountant. There is a request where Mr. Nkuna Richard spent over 67 million of Uganda. And he's saying he's going to recover. Can we know whether he has recovered? Because intelligence tells us that when these owners of trucks pay the money is never receipted by URC.
Are we going to other questions?
So that was because we were talking, but the issue of the wagons, since he says he has letters, and from Kenya, Maganda is from Busia, he can easily walk there to confirm as a member of parliament, this time not as a minister, but you can do both.
Honorable Pio?
Yes.
Chair, when these wagons are been declared missing, and what is very clear from the information they are providing is that it cannot also be traced. And therefore this, at this particular point, the PFMA should be enforced. Because these are now missing wagons. We don't know whether they were stolen, we don't know whether they have been sold, we don't know whether they're in Kenya, we don't know which country they are in, but the fact is that now it is no longer in our stores, it's no longer in our control. And therefore, the responsible person should be held liable. Wagons cannot just be stated to have disappeared, and we cannot trace them. They are supposed to have wagon numbers, identification numbers, traceability of their locations. We don't have any of that information that is being presented before us right now. So I really want to strongly urge that it takes its course. I don't know whether ISO is going to help discover where it is. When you're saying the Kenyan government also has said they don't have it, we don't know whether it has been converted into scrap, because it's now no longer traceable itself. And the only persons we can hold responsible are those who are held responsible for taking stock of those wagons. Thank you.
You see, their assumption is they are all in Kenya somewhere. But what if some were even sold here? Because they have not located them. But for them, they assume they are all in Kenya. So what if they were not taken, some were sold here as scrap or something else? This is where the issue is.
Exactly, Chair, because if now they cannot be traced, they're not in Kenya, we don't know whether some have been converted into other items as scrap, you know. So either we give them a final chance to vindicate them, to tell us where they are, and then we verify. It's clear that all of them, they are not even told us that a certain number has been recovered. All of them are basically not traceable at this point in time. But I'm even more worried, Chair, because even the other wagons right now, as the Auditor General stated, we have no mechanism of even tracing the other wagons. They have an inventory of land, but we don't have an inventory of wagons. And the principal mechanic engineer has said, even the census they have done is preliminary. So it means we're not even sure of how many wagons we have, and the ones we lost where they actually are, and the ones we have where they actually are.
Okay, Jacinta, Honorable Jacinta.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The wagons that we are talking about, these are assets for the URC. And according to the Auditor General's report of December 2025, which stated clearly that only 0.3% of the URS total asset base is secure. So can the managing director tell this committee what is it doing in order to correct these anomalies? Thank you.
Honorable Emma Lastly. Honorable Guma, then Emma Lastly.
I think let's be fair again to this fellow Ugandans in charge of Uganda Railways Corporation. A week, honorable members, is not too much. Just let's agree unanimously that among the questions they are supposed to bring answers for, this should be one of them. Give them the week. What is the hard about? Give them the week. Clearly, we can see that Uganda Railway is in its last lap. And the people who are winding it up are these colleagues of ours. Give them a week, Mr. Chairman. I ask for the indulgence of colleagues. Let's give them a week.
I agree. Lastly.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to first put the picture of how much a wagon costs. I know the managing director knows that the wagon costs around $150,000. So $150,000 times 30 of them, that's about $4.5 million. So when you multiply by the exchange rate, that means this government is likely to lose 16 billion, 650 million. It might sound 30, just simple for you, but 16 billion is really too much. My recommendations, Honorable Chair, is that the committee that Uganda Railway Authority had put to investigate or maybe to recover these wagons, before they leave here, they should put their statements so that we have it in record. Then number two, I think we should co-opt the State House anti-corruption team, because it seems we are taking it lightly, but not looking at how much government is losing. Up to when must we burden the taxpayer for purposes of people that are not accountable to their jobs? It's extremely too much, and it has to end. Thank you.
Okay, now on the issue of the barriers, you will get 1 week the next time you come here. You must prove to this committee that you have made attempts to put those barriers through letters, either in the budget process and you didn't get the money from this parliament. You must prove, other than just talking about people having headphones. Yes, it is true, the train has a right of way, but you as people who are mandated as civil servants, we want to know what have you done to also save these lives. So if you don't prove to us within that week that you have actually written and tried to get these barriers, even the manual ones, then we shall have a problem. On the issue of the wagons, the assumption is they are in Kenya, but there's also an assumption that some were sold in Uganda. So it's an assumption because you have not yet found them. The ED is going to go and record a statement at police, and if he does not provide evidence within a week, the next time he reports, then we shall officially open a file regarding the disappearance of Uganda's wagons and public property. So CID, you escort the ED to record a statement as we now interact with the standard gauge rail. We have finished that.
Applaud you, Chair. Thank you so much for that.
Where is the CID? Kindly escort the ED, the Managing Director, to record a statement regarding the disappearance of 394 wagons. And he has 1 week. Failure to do so, then we open a case. So, Honorable Minister, can we start with the standard gauge? Members, do you want to resume with standard gauge right now, or?
Yeah, Chair.
It is 30 minutes to 1. How do you want to proceed?
Let's have a break a bit.
Members? The railway corporation can go. You prepare the rest of the documents.
Chair, we seek your guidance if we are breaking off or we continue. But otherwise, our team is ready and we are available based on your guidance.
Members, you want to proceed?
We can have a break for 30 minutes at least.
Can we break for we resume at 1:15. The guests, there's lunch in the canteen, but it is not paid for.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Through coffee value addition, creating innovative products and higher income. Uganda's coffee story is an exciting phase through the Government of Uganda funded National Coffee Seed System Project, the National Coffee Research Institute, Nakuru.